Right, you're gonna have to use your imagination now. Imagine this is your 150 compacted hardcore, your MOT grade 1. What we're looking to do now is lay the tiles into it using the Palace system. So you've got the Palace primer and the Palace additive. Primer, already I've pre-mixed this already. You're looking for a condensed soup consistency, something that you can apply to the back of the tile. And we are going to half prime a tile just to show what would happen if you didn't prime it properly. And then you've got your mix, your mortar mix. Conventionally, you'd normally use sharp sand and cement. What we're going to use, they'd normally do that sharp sand and cement at 4:1. What we can do with ours is go 6:1. And the reason for that is inside our mix, as you can see there, I don't know whether you can pick it up on the actual camera, there are fibres inside the mix. There's also plasticizers, polymers that allow you to use it at 6:1. And that's quite key because you want the water to disperse, I can say that word, disperse through the mortar mix. You never want water sitting behind the tile because of freeze thaw in the winter. So what we've done, mixed it at a 6:1 mix, and as you can see, it's quite a dry mix. But what you want it to do is physically be able to form a ball, which that does, but break up when you lay it. So we'll lay it down, we'll put the mixture in, you push that in, you can see dry, but it will compact. Now conventionally, again, you'd say a normal sand and cement mix, you'd want to mix it at a 50 mil bed. With this stuff, you can go down to 25 mil. That's obviously big savings with your dig out, the amount of product you have to mix. But the reason you can go to 25 mil is the fibres. Without the fibres, it just would not work. So you put that down, you've got your mix in, you've got it relatively flat if it's at the back of the house. If you're going away from the house, you want to do it at a 1 in 60 fall, obviously to pull the water away from the house. So back of the tile, if you're using a very dry mix like this, we would always say a really thick coating of primer, because obviously you've got to get the primer well adhered to the back. So I'm going to do one tile and I will half prime that. You're looking at with a dry mix to make sure you fill the waffles on the back of the tile. So a really good thick coating. What I'll do, I'll put the dry end this side, the wet end here, so when we pull it out later you can physically see it. At this stage, put it in with a mallet. You're looking to really get it well in. You want to see the primer coming out the sides, so you know you've got a really good coating. That tile's in, I'm comfortable with that. I can see it's relatively flat. Put your 2 spaces in. Right, and you get your second tile. Again, good coating of primer. This is an old tile that we've used in the past for demos, so you can see actually some of the waffles are a little bit filled on the back of this one. But again, make sure good coating, good solid bed with primer on the back. Lay the tile in. I can see straight away it's sitting high here, so tamper it in. Don't be shy with the mallet, get it well down, and then put the tops on, clamp it up nice and tight, make sure you get that perfectly flush finish. You can see brilliant flat edge, 5mm joint. That way I know those tiles are completely down now. Because I've malleted them in, they're completely set into the base. You'd leave that 24 hours now, and then literally the next day come back and grout it. And then we'll come back in a minute and we'll take that tile up and we'll see what it looks like. So we've left the 2 tiles down. This one is completely primed, this one is half and half. So we're going to lift it, we'll see. Hopefully it should be adhered on this side and not the other. There you go. So you can see that is your major difference. This, you can see the adhesive there, sorry, the primer there, it sticks to the adhesive. That is starting to firm up now. This has only been down for, I'm going to say 40 minutes, an hour. This side, you can see it's completely come away. If you look at the actual adhesive, the mortar bed there, you can see the imprints of the tile. Nothing will take. This is basically impervious. It's got to have something to create a key for the mortar to stick to it, and that's what the primer does. And that's just a great example of why you have to prime tiles. Without the primer, they will not stick.